It's noble, noble, pure. Now then, YouTube, I'm the Toffman, and welcome back to some more Not the Bees. Not the bees, not the bees. Unfortunately for you guys, it is the bees. It's quite a lot of bees, and today we're going to do some more bees, guys. We've got some honey drops first and foremost, though. Let's go ahead and slap them into there. Because, as we did, I think, last episode, it's been a couple of days, actually, guys. And no, I haven't actually put any of the episodes up yet, so I don't know what you guys are saying. But don't worry, I will be listening to them. Comments that you've got and them suggestions coming through. Don't you worry, guys. So I'm waiting for some graduate pures to come through because there's something I really want to do with that. Let's go ahead and just replace this diligent and the cultivated. Lovely. What I would like to do is, I'm sick to death, guys, of going ahead and trying to get wood. It's really annoying me. And wouldn't it be nice if there was some way to use our bees to get wood? There is. There actually is, guys. Let's have a look at this. Just first and foremost, there. You can see tree bark, oak wood from Korea bees. This is very interesting, I hear you say. And it is very interesting. I definitely do hear you say. So, 4 oak barks make 1 wood. The good thing is, it doesn't actually take the tree to do so. We're going to make what's called a lumber bee today. This is the one thing, like I said, I wanted to get to Imperial, I wanted to get to Industrious, but unfortunately, guys, I just want something to make my life a little bit easier. So we're not going to go for that today. Instead, we're going to go towards the Lumber Queen. It's very, very easy to do. It's just a graduate with a forest, and you get a 50% chance that it will become a lumber. So it's quite a high chance that that would be. Unfortunately, we are kind of missing some graduate bees at this moment in time. So we want to go ahead and get another one of those drones. And of course, that's where the Oblivion frame comes in very, very handy. Let's go and shove that in there. And when it ticks over its next lifespan, when it just goes a little bit of a fraction down this, it will go ahead and put some more into there. We just need the one. The one plus the one. Thank you very much. So we keep the graduate bee. It's a graduate drone, so we need a forest princess in which to do this with. And I don't know if I've actually got any spare ones kicking around. Sometimes some spare ones actually do get made. And I can't remember if I actually had a spare one. I've got a spare Diligent Queen. But unfortunately, nothing in the way of forest queens, it seems. I have used all of them. So we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. And that is to go into the quest book here and go down to bee shopping. No, it's not bee shopping. Over here. Help, I lost / broke my bees. And we can get a forest princess with that, of course. We get 16 wood and 16 stone. So let me go ahead and grab that. Alright, guys. We have our lumber princess. And we have our lumber drone, which is pretty awesome if I do say so myself. Ah, I forgot this. I've got it now, though. Impregnated casing, some oak wood slabs and some oak wood planks to get ourselves the apiary that's going to hold these bad boys in. So what do these lumber ones do? Well, it's pretty obvious what these do, guys. It is pretty obvious. I don't know if they need flowers or not. I'm hoping that those are maybe close enough. But if not, then it's not the end of the world. I'm just going to grow these trees. I'm going to go and get one of these slabs so I can place this right. I would say right in the middle, but unfortunately it doesn't seem that that is going to be the case. So we're just going to go ahead and shove these down there. And then the Lumber Princess and the Lumber Drones. Incidentally, I did put 2 mutation frames in and the oh no, I forgot about that. The sky is not obstructed now, but it's got no flowers. And I thought this might happen. So, what shall we do about that? I was hoping that that would be close enough. It seems... Right, okay, we're going to have to do it this way instead. So, give me those bees back. Give me this back. Wonderful. And we're going to have to just put it over here. At least for the moment. I don't know if it'll be changing soon, but... I'm going to put a tree right there. Now that should grow quite nicely for us. It has. And if I go ahead and put our second apiary just down here, I can put these back into there. And that should then go ahead and do its business. So how does this work? Well, very simply, guys, these lumber bees inside here will get from the tree bark, and they'll bring it back to their hive. They will pop it into here somewhere. So over time, what we will get is the tree bark, and we can obviously put that tree bark together to make the wood blocks that we need, which will just save us some time, because over here we've been making impregnated casings. I don't actually want to make any more of them. I've got enough for the moment. And would you believe it, guys, I need wood. That is exactly why I've done this in the first place. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working very quickly here. But, of course, that's where the frames come into it. And, of course, that is where the wood comes into it. We need wood to make the frames. That is the be-all and end-all. Be-all and end-all. But anyways, I'm just trying to see if this will actually do it just the once so that you can see this happening. I'm going to pop that into there as well. And didn't I make some more? I can't remember. I mustn't have. I mustn't have made some more. And the tree bark is few and far between at this moment in time. But we get some frames in there, guys. In fact, the proven frames would be quite nice at this moment in time. So let's grab this proven frames. Genetic decay is quite quick, but we'll do it anyway. We'll stick the proven frames into there, and hopefully that should produce some wood for us a lot quicker than what it was previously. I do believe if we get something like, is it magic frames? They speed things up. I'm pretty sure they speed things up to get magic wax there. Ah, there we go, look. We've got 2 tree bark in there already. And we leave this to run, of course, while we're doing our other bits and bobs, and eventually we'll have a lot of tree bark in there, which will just save us time and effort going over there and mining them trees all the time. Alright, guys. Well, the next thing on our list is to try to get our industrious drone. I've put the metabolic frames into there. I've put our Oblivion frame into there. There's only one thing I do believe that Diligent and Unwary actually make, and that is Industrian. But Diligent, let's just double check this. We can use that in the breeding with Unwary to get Industrious, and I do believe that is the only thing that these two particular things can make. Yes, it is. So actually that makes our lives a hell of a lot easier. Let's put our pure Diligent Princess with our Unwary pure drone right here, and then with the metabolic frames and the Oblivion frame, we should, hopefully, fingers crossed, get ourselves our very first Industrious Pure. That would be really nice if we can just straight away get the Industrious Pure. Oh, nice, guys. Woohoo. Look at that. Wonderful. However, we're going to want to use it as fuel for the moment because I need a little bit more in the way of honey drops. Right, we've definitely got Industrious in this. So let's go ahead. We've got Unwary Diligent. I'm not really bothered about that because it's not what I want. We've got Industrious Diligent. So we've got Unwary Diligent, Industrious Diligent. Okay. So Unwary. Does Unwary breed with Industrious at all? No, it doesn't. That's absolutely wonderful. That means I can keep these in there and just do that. And hopefully it will make us the thing that we need. All of these, by the way, these bees here have not been that one, apart from that one has. But apart from all the rest, they have unknown genome, which means they haven't been through the portable analyzer. The reason why is, of course, because I just haven't had enough honey drops to be able to do that. I keep running out of honey drops like you would not believe, guys, honestly. So we've got a Diligent Princess back, and we've got 2 Unwary drones. That's not what we wanted. God damn. So Diligent Princess and an Unwary Diligent. I think we've just literally taken the Industrious completely out of this. So we've got Unwary Diligent and a Diligent. I think at this point in time, we'll keep those to one side here, and we will just grab ourselves another of the Unwary drones, pure Unwary drones, so that we're not trying to battle with the fact that we're trying to change it basically back into diligence, because we'll end up with just a full load of diligence otherwise. So let's try this one more time on camera. If it doesn't work, then we'll just go ahead and I'll do this off camera until I manage to get the industrious. I love this tree bark. This is absolutely fantastic. We just, later on down the line, we can use these industrial apiaries here to bee breed exactly what we're after. But we need to get into machines to do that, and to get into machines we need bees that will give us certain things like iron and stuff like that. So we've got, unfortunately, it doesn't seem that we've got pretty much anywhere. Did it seriously use both of them already? It has. Okay. Well, I'm going to do this a slight bit different. I'm going to make it into a piece of charcoal. That will surely help us going forwards. There we go. Now, slap that in there. We just want to be able to test our bees. A honey drop. Unwary industrious, that's a good start, that actually. So that's basically, we've got 50-50 worth of unwary and 50-50 worth of industrious. So if we've managed to get these as unwary and industrious as well, that's actually really, really good. But I've got a feeling that these are going to be unwary and diligent, which is going to be quite annoying. So let's take a quick look. Unwary, diligent, they are indeed. Ah, dear. Alright guys, I finally managed to get the Industrious Princess and the Industrious Drone. It's 100% pure, which is awesome. I was going to add it to this over here, but I think I'm only going to be really doing like one set of crossbreeding at a time. So I might as well put all my special bees in this one over here. Why not? I don't think that's a bad idea. So we're going to put our Industrious into the back side of here, and I'm going to put that there. So Industrious pure. There we go. And of course they are pure, and they can get me industrious. What can they do for me? Pollen clusters, that's what it is. Part of the quest, of course, for the pollen clusters. We need royal jelly now. And I do believe we've got to sleep really quickly first, and then we can go straight through with. So where? I've forgotten which way around to do it. We need imperial bees. I know that much. Noble and majestic. I have neither. So we need common and cultivated to make noble. Do I have in here? I've got a common noble hybrid. So maybe I do a common cultivated princess. Maybe that would help. It's a common noble, common. It's really sort of, it's a difficult one to do. Have I got, is that my cultivated? It is. Got quite a few drones of them. But basically that is the one that we're next going to go for, is the noble one, which is the common with the cultivated to get the noble. And I will do that off camera. And guys, we've got another bee to add to the family, the nobles. We've managed to finally get ourselves a noble. It wasn't actually too hard to craft in the end. So we're going to put our shiny ones at the back here. We're going to put our non-shiny ones at the front. So that one is going to be imperial. No, it's not. It's noble. Noble. Pure. Lovely. Next on the list then is the majestic. Now to get the majestic you're going to need to breed the noble with the cultivated. So I'm not going to have to wait a little bit actually before this guy will give me some drones. I'm pretty sure I don't have a spare cultivated princess. I could be wrong. I've got a diligent and a meadows and another meadows, but I've got no other princess involved there. So it's not too bad, guys, because I can just go ahead, get a cultivated drone and maybe a meadows princess and sort of breed them together to make it into a cultivated princess. And then, of course, use one of the noble drones. And then there we go. We should be able to get ourselves the majestic. And then, of course, we can crossbreed them too to get the imperial. I'm going to do this completely off camera though, and I'm going to come back when I have the imperial bee and the stuff available to do this quest, because once we get this quest, guys, then things get a little bit easier for us. Oh my god, guys, that took forever. But we finally have our Imperial Princess. 48 generations I've had to go through to get this thing. I've also had to buy a new Oblivion frame with 6 more of the honey drops. But we can proudly, in the back of here... Where did you come from? You're not meant to exist. Jeez. Right, we've finally got this, which is absolutely great. Let's go ahead and slap... Oh, we can't, because that's in the way there. We could put one of them there, and then we can say Imperial... Whoops. Imperial Pure. Woo! That, like, literally, that took forever. That was so difficult to get hold of. Now, the industrious ones are slowly going along. What about these? The majestic ones as well. I'm trying to find one that's actually going to stay, you know, so I can stack these drones together. Dripping comb. Nice. Have you noticed these guys? These red exclamation marks? If we take one of these student drones that we've got here, just the one, because we need the other one, of course, for this part right here. But if we take this over to a hive that's not got one on, so say, for example, this one's just finished. That one's finished as well. But if we shift and right-click, it will watch the hive, and it will actually say when it's finished, when the princess, when the queen has finished. So as you can see, that one's done now. Which one? There, that one stacks. Nice. And then that one we finally managed to get to stack with each other. So we've basically, this is what I've been doing all the time, guys. Just coming along, filling these back in. Eventually we'll be able to automate this process with one of the bees that we will get further on down the line, but that is not as of yet. And I keep doing this basically because we do get odd extra princesses kicking around, which is always a plus. I think we've done that now, yeah, we've done that. So all the pures, they all go into there. These are all pure, actually, because I got a load of pure Imperial drones, but it was the actual princess that took 5 million years to actually bear fruit. But anyway, guys, I've now got to wait for the 2 pieces that I need. So let's go back. Where is... It's here, isn't it? So I need 1 pollen cluster and 1 royal jelly. And, of course, they come from those guys over there. So we'll probably want to go ahead and take these proven frames and sort of move them around into one of these over here for the moment so they can produce a little bit more than what they currently are doing. I like the fact that we've got a chicken, though. That's pretty good. But I'm going to get this stuff, guys, and I'll be back shortly. And finally, my goodness gracious me, I've finally managed to get a pollen cluster. That took a lot longer than I expected to. I put some more impregnated frames here. I moved, actually, the things over there, but I've got so much royal jelly in comparison to the pollen cluster. It's crazy. Haven't you just seen it? It's actually popped up there. I've done the long haul quest. Get in. And now we get an acclimatizer, the simmering comb, and a generator. Now, I don't actually need the acclimatizer because I have that industrial apiary that I can use the equivalent of what the acclimatizer does. So I don't really need that. But by now you should have the basics of bee breeding, all that sort of stuff. You can, to obtain the industrious and imperial bee, you must breed a pure common and pure cultivated together using a few mutation frames. This is where things start to get tricky, so take your time. The result of this either is a noble bee, or a diligent bee, or any combination. You should analyse your drones and princesses and find out what species they are. If you get a pure diligent or noble drone, save it till you have a pure breed of princess to prevent any unwanted mutations. Keep breeding your princess until you obtain both types. You may need to use multiple princesses to achieve this, and Oblivion frames can greatly speed up the process of breeding them into a pure species. From there, simply mutate the majestic and cultivated with a cultivated bee and a diligent with a cultivated to obtain the imperial and industrious bees, which we've always managed to do. So, as always, in each step, take the time to breed multiple spare drones once you have a pure species of a bee to save it for later, to force a princess to mutate. Note, when JEI shows a princess/drone required to breed, the opposite combination will also work to mutate the species desired. Of course, we've already gone through that, so I'm going to go ahead and claim that. And then wham bam, thank you, ma'am. We've got a load more combs to add to our little collection that we've got here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put all of this stuff into my chest. It's kind of filling up, and we can see what we're getting a lot of now. So we've got a lot of saplings and a lot of beeswax. But what I will do is create a storage drawer or something for them. So we've got, hang on, why have I got two separate sort of like stacks of generators here? I'm not quite sure. But we've got some more generators, which is nice. Let's just do that right quick. Oh, I can actually do that again. Of course, the faster way is still to cut down trees. There is no doubt about it. But this thing does it passively. I don't have to get involved with it. And then over time, I managed to get some more of this oak wood. So anyways, right, let's get back into the quest book, because that's what all this series is about. So down here, go to hell. Oh no. Some bees like it really hot. Even if you acclimatise them, they will probably still not be happy living in this world. For those bees, you're going to have to go to the nether for now. To get there, you will need some obsidian. Hard stuff obsidian. To get there, you will need to combine lava with water in a crafting table, or in the world if you are brave. There are a few ways to obtain lava with bees. The simplest is to breed cultivated with modest to obtain the sinister bee. This bee likes it very hot though, so you will need to use the acclimatizer in order for it to produce combs. Note, even when acclimatized, some bees will not produce the secondary products listed in the second row JEI unless located in their natural biome. This can be worked around later with Gendustry and advanced forestry mechanics. And it can. Gendustry is such a fantastic mod, guys, and eventually we will get there. So, to get obsidian then, we need the lava. We need more in the ways of lava. And I don't know, it did say... I wonder if it's phosphorus. It said the sinister bee, so let's have a quick look at what the sinister bee actually gives us. I'm not bothered too much about that. Bee produce would be a simmering comb. And the simmering comb, what does that do for us in the centrifuge? That gives us the phosphor. And the phosphor, of course, you can then use in the squeezer to squeeze down with either some sand or some dirt to make lava. Okay, that's not too bad. Now I know how to actually craft some lava. The sinister bee is probably one that we want to go down. But I've noticed that either we need dirt or sand to go with this. Oh, we've got cobblestone as well, so that's not too bad actually. We can use cobblestone. I'm not too fussed about that. I did, however, see myself. I've seen myself quite often in the mirror, guys. But I have seen for myself a dirty drone. Now, this was actually told to me a little bit earlier in the pack by the actual quest book. But if we combine a rocky with a forest, we get a 30% chance of getting a dirty. And it's pretty much a rocky with any other sort of basic drone. It doesn't have to be anything other than that. So how do we get rocket? Well, of course, we've got to go back in the quest book. Got to go back and go to the project, go to bee shopping. And in here, I think, there's the rocky drone. So it's probably, is it a good idea? I think we can go do that. I think we can do that, guys, actually. Have we managed to create? No, because I haven't been putting them in, of course. God damn. Have I got 10 in here? Yes, I do. Lovely jubbly. Right, so we've got 10 rocky drones and we've got 10 valiant drones. I'm just going to put the valiant ones straight away in here. And we should have plenty of normal princesses here, because I do keep picking them up from over there. Some oddments. So to make sure that this is going to happen, I am going to put them in here and them two together. Of course, we really only need the one, not 9 of them. So let's do that. Let that breed and die off before it's night time. Hopefully this will happen. Still got plenty left in there. So the royal jelly and the clusters can go in. Oh, it's not daytime. Okay, so next day, and it seems we may have got lucky here. Dirty dirty and a dirty dirty. That is wonderful. So straight off the bat there, we don't need to analyse this. All of these eventually, guys, These are bees that I really don't need. So eventually we can just chuck these off the world or do something with them. I have literally no idea what I want to do with them. So have I got another sign? I do. Nice one. Let's go over here then and put a dirty one over here. This will give us dirt, I do believe. So if we put these two together, nice, dirty, 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 dirty. And we can say dirty, pure. So if we take a look at what the dirty one gives us, you can see it gives us dirty combs. With the dirty combs, we can put them in the centrifuge. We actually get a 90% chance of getting dirt out of that. So that's a pretty good return. As long as we get some frames in there, actually, we'll get a good, decent return on dirt. But I can just let that do that. I'm not particularly bothered about getting dirt at the moment. I'm in no massive rush for it, so it really doesn't matter. Right, that's the alveary. We're not too bothered about that at the moment. Begression, I'm not too bothered about that either. Now, this is interesting. Project Bees. Project E is added as an optional end-game goal for the pack. To unlock the Philosopher's Stone, the key to all advanced features of Project E, you will need to submit a series of items to the bees as thanks for all their help. Once you have unlocked Project E, you will have almost creative levels of items and can consider the pack beaten. I like it. That's good. The TARDIS bee? Seriously? That's the thing? That's crazy. But really, we're not bothered about that at the moment. We are pretty much still on this one, so we need to get some obsidian. Have we done this? Now this is a good one. Breeding a graduate bee requires crossbreeding, blah blah blah. Collecting bee. That's the one that we haven't actually got at this current moment in time, is a collecting bee. And just a tiny little bit later, guys, we've got a collecting princess and a collecting drone. So that's 100% pure collecting bees now, which is awesome. We need to add some signs to our little area. I think all of our apiaries are now full. All of them, even this one at the back here, which is going to be, of course, the collecting pewers. Lovely. So there, and that one should be that. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go ahead and sort them out. They are crossbreeds. I think that one's a 100% pure. That's a crossbreed. That's a crossbreed. And I'm not sure about that one. That's pure. So we'll put them into there as well, which is absolutely awesome. Now the collecting bee, if you chuck something on the floor around it, it will just go ahead and collect it up. So if there's a loose item on the floor, as you can see, it's just going to pick it up and put it into the apiary here. It works pretty much like Botania as well. If you put an item frame with a particular item on the side of it, it will only pick up the item that's in the item frame. So it would be very useful later on for stuff that maybe was all over the floor, for instance. I'm not entirely sure what would happen, but you can do that, and you can use that then for that particular use. They all need changing around. I'll do that in just 1 second. But we can now check off this checkbox. Awesome. And then we can go ahead and claim all of this. So we've got our spawns. We've got 2 of each of everything. I will need to make a farm area for these things, and I've already said that I'll probably do it down here, and I do believe that that is going to be the case. We have access to dirt now as well, which is going to be really good for our farm. We're going to probably extend this out this way so that we can get dirt and grass into the farm, so that obviously the sheep can replenish their wool and so on and so forth. But that means we've now completed that one, and we've got access to a load more different things. We can go timber no more, 1 hot little bee, or keep your eye on this one. So we're going to go down here because I think we've already done this one, and that is 8 tree bark, and we get a generator, and oh, we get a recycler. Now that's actually pretty decent. I don't know if the recycler needs power, but that's what we could do with our extra bees, and that would be very nice actually. Lumber bees are fantastic at automating wood production. They will automatically collect wood bark from the trees in their territory. You can use this to make logs and never have to chop down another tree. Well, we still have to chop down trees because they take a while. Have we got 8 in here? We do. Look at this, guys. we're going to go ahead and submit that and claim that as well. I just want to have a quick look. Do we need power for this thing? Yes, we do. Now, that is a shame. Can I get this back? Now, this is the other thing, guys. If this dies and turns back into a machine block or something like that, I'll just give myself it back because I don't like that mechanic. Yeah, it did it. Basic machine casing. I'll just give myself the recycler back at some point in the near future. So we've done that one. What's this? One hot little bee. The smelting bee is a fantastic alternative to using a furnace, and you don't even need to give it fuel. Simply place any item used to smelt onto a nearby flower pedestal and it will smelt the item. You can automate this with a simple hopper setup. Speaking of automation, you may now be wondering how to make certain that only one type of bee uses a flower... Wait. This can be achieved with a pheromone frame. Place it... Okay, well, we're not quite at this particular point anyway, because we don't have access to hoppers. Because, of course, we haven't got access to iron as of yet. But this one, we need some husbandry sort of stuff involved with that one, so I'm not going to bother too much about that. Begression. I think we can do this now. I think this is probably the next thing we want to be working on. These quests are designed to walk you through on how to take some of the most common resources that bees can produce. This is not a comprehensive list, and there are many more things that are available to be produced. Explore the different bee types in JEI to see what you can find. It's highly recommended you progress through the Career Bees quest line and unlock the basic Gendustry genetic imprinter before attempting to progress through these quests, as some bees have flower/biome requirements that would be difficult without genetic manipulation. I'm not too bothered about that because we do have access, like I said, to the industrial apiary, which basically I can put any bee inside there and it will work. I can only do one at a time, of course, because I've only got one bee. I've only got one of the industrial apiaries, but we can do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and claim 64 of this genetic labware. I'm going to have to sort my inventory out as well. So from here, wow, we get access to quite a bit of stuff, it seems. Iron is probably the one thing that I really want to get into very, very quickly, and that will help me in the future with the different bits and bobs that we've got to get. So metal, it is used for almost everything in one way or another. Start by getting the metallic bee. These produce metallic combs that can be used to get metallic grains. Those grains can create any type of metal in a carpenter with some water. So, metallic bees. These things. How do we do it? Obsidian and fiendish. I don't think we're anywhere near this, to be honest. An obsidian bee, you can get a hardened and steadfast. Well, we've got plenty of steadfast, but hardened is rocky and cultivated. Okay, we can work towards this, I think, for next episode. I want to go ahead. What about a fiendish? I do believe you need sinister to do this, yes. So we probably want to go down the sinister route as well. So it seems that this is not the way to go. This is the way to go down. We're getting 10 obsidian. And it might be worth just going into the nether anyway, setting up a little bit of a base in the nether and doing some bees over in the nether with the sinister bees and stuff. So I don't have my nether bees sort of clogging up my industrial apiary, because that's the last thing that we want. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to be it for the end of this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I do hope you're enjoying the series. If you are, please go ahead and leave a like. Don't forget as well, guys, if you are interested, you can follow me on Patreon from just the $1 level, and you can get access to my videos 1 week earlier than what you do on YouTube as a whole. But if you don't, they will still be on YouTube. They will just be a week later. So please keep that in mind. But thank you very much, guys. Until next time, with the Toffman, as always, stay safe.